This is News OSU for Tuesday, February 1st. We're glad you're with us. I'm Jolie Salee. We begin with a dramatic change in the weather. The high temperature in Stillwater on Monday was 73 degrees, but as January turns to February, we are reminded that it is still winter. A winter storm warning has been issued for Payne County. The warning will be in effect from 9 p.m. tonight through 6 p.m. Thursday. Up to 5 inches of snow will be possible in the Stillwater area. Travel is expected to become hazardous by late Wednesday afternoon. The snow will be accompanied by the coldest temperatures we've seen so far this season. Wind chills are expected to fall below zero for much of Thursday. If you plan to travel, make sure you have a shovel and blankets in the trunk of your car in case you get stuck. Make sure you fill up your gas tank before you leave town, and you should have more than one method of charging up your cell phone. There is no word yet on the status of classes on the OSU campus for Wednesday or Thursday. OSU will send out a cowboy alert and will post updated information on their social media pages if campus is going to be closed. This is the second major storm warning to strike the country in the past 4 days. The New England coast experienced a blizzard over the weekend. 18 inches of snow fell in Boston. The snow was blown around by 40-mile-per-hour winds. Thousands of flights were delayed or canceled over the weekend. Incidentally, the storm that will hit us this week will impact New England over the weekend. In other news, the number of COVID cases on the OSU Stillwater campus appear to be declining. This is after a spike in cases due to the spread of the Omicron variant at the beginning of the semester. 281 cases of COVID-19 were reported on campus last week. The university was tracking 702 active cases of COVID, which is down from a peak of 952 cases earlier in the month. And the high COVID numbers aren't just impacting the OSU campus. Stillwater Public Schools had to close down one day due to staff shortages. School districts all across the state are in a similar spot. How to keep classes in session while staff is in quarantine. Here's News OSU's Phoenix Plum.
As positive cases continue to rise and teacher retention rates lower, schools are struggling to fill classrooms with teachers. Governor Stitt issued an executive order that would allow state employees to become substitute teachers.
So I'm asking all state employees to see what they can do because in-person learning is so important for the future of that specific child, but also for the state of Oklahoma.
State employees will be paid by the state and don't need a background in teaching. As schools across Oklahoma look for substitutes, there have been over 3,000 emergency certifications granted. According to the Oklahoma Business and Education Coalition, about 17% of teachers exit Oklahoma public schools after their first year on the job.
And so there's a discrepancy between the need and what we have coming in. So I think school districts are going to have to play a more active role in promoting the profession.
Between COVID-19 cases, the teacher retention rates, and some institutions cutting teacher programs, the Stillwater Public Schools is asking the Stillwater community to come in and substitute to keep students in the classroom. Stillwater Public Schools has partnered with Kelly Education to help bring in substitutes. Volunteers can sign up through Kelly Education or go to the Stillwater Public Schools Administration office to sign up. But since the beginning of January in Governor Stitt's executive order, SPS has appreciated the community support.
You know, we appreciate the community and the people that have come in and filled that role for us. It's not an easy job, and we appreciate those that offered to do that and jump into the ring and do that for us.
The teacher shortage is not only happening in Oklahoma, but across the states as well. As the pandemic has continued to make it challenging to keep teachers and students safe and in class, volunteers are encouraged to sign up for their school districts. For News OSU, I'm Phoenix Plum.
The teacher shortages caused by COVID-19 that Phoenix mentioned and a lack of applicants has caused Stillwater Public Schools to change how they hire substitutes. Did you know that college students have the opportunity to be substitutes with no teaching certificate required? Katie Pelzel has more on the hiring process.
A lack of substitute teachers and COVID vacancies have Stillwater Public Schools caught in a perfect storm of teacher shortages. It is hard to keep students in the classroom and off of Zoom with 18 staff members currently in isolation and 253 isolation cases so far this school year. Longtime teachers are beginning to worry about filling positions.
We just beg for people to come apply. and you hope to find someone who's qualified to be in the classroom.
The district has turned from hiring substitutes on its own to using Kelly Educational Services. The goal is to switch all of the district's substitutes to this service to manage the workforce.
They can also provide some incentives and benefits that we don't necessarily have the ability to do. And so we feel like that's better for those substitutes as well, to have access to those types of things.
It's important to know what the qualifications are for being a substitute teacher. Substitute teachers have to be 18. Substitute teachers only need to have a high school diploma, no college degree required. You do have to pass a background check, but as a substitute teacher, you can get paid $80 a day without a teaching certificate. With a teaching certificate, you can make up to $85 a day.
And we have several OSU students that will substitute for us. Throughout the years, we've had that good relationship with students that are either looking to go into teaching or just wanting to make some extra money, have something that kind of fits their schedule. So
Students that are interested can go to stillwaterschools.com and click on job openings to apply. Applicants can also go to the Board of Education building at 314 South Lewis Street if they need help applying. Katie Pelzel, News OSU.
The Stillwater City Council is reaching out to the community to get everyone involved in building up the city. The project is called TIME, which stands for Together Investing in Municipal Excellence. Through the TIME project, the council is reaching out to the community to see what projects citizens want to see on a ballot. You, the voter, decided that a new fire station and a new animal shelter took top priority. But having two bond proposals on the same ballot at the same time can be complicated. I found out more on what's to come. Unsure of having two bond proposals on the same ballot, Stillwater City Council chose on January 24th to bring a new fire station to Stillwater voters in April. However, this is delaying the vote for a new animal welfare center. There are 4 different fire stations located in Stillwater as of now, but City Council agreed that a new one being placed on Western Road would allow firefighters to respond to emergencies quicker in a larger geographic area.
It's actually going to improve our ISO rating, which is our insurance rating. It's what is put on property taxes with your insurance. It'll actually be reduced because of the ISO rating, because it's going to allow us to respond to emergencies faster.
This new location will benefit the city. However, the delayed vote for a new animal shelter is raising concerns as the facility is in poor condition.
Right now we have people that want to surrender animals, and we have to tell them, call us in a couple days, we don't have space. We also have lack of a way to separate animals, sick animals versus healthy animals, or mommy dogs nursing puppies.
On top of this, the shelter is also lacking a proper ventilation system, office space, and an ADA-compliant bathroom. Despite the delay in voting for a new animal shelter, City Council wants the community to know that the need for a new shelter will not be forgotten.
Right now, we just want to be strategic so that passing a bond and getting sales tax increases, which is what our February 8th ballot is going to be about, I mean, that takes a lot of education to the public. It takes a lot of community mobilization, and it just is a lot of work, and so we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to pass it.
If all goes according to plan, City Council says a new shelter will be voted on within the next year. For News OSU, I'm Jolie Salee. The ability to use tax revenue to build a new fire department or animal shelter couldn't happen in Stillwater without Oklahoma State University. In fact, without the university, the economy of the city would look much different. Here's News OSU's James Parsons.
When walking around Stillwater, sometimes you can forget how much of an economic impact that OSU has on it.
As students are going back to class and the traffic of people in Stillwater rises, businesses find themselves back to work just the same as students. The actual town part of Stillwater can be overlooked by many at times. Local businesses within it, though, definitely notice when students come and go, and they can see it when it comes to their profits.
Days that when school is in, we probably get $4,000 to $6,000 more in sales, and then like during football season, that'll jump up like another like $4,000 or so.
Coate says that his job changes tremendously depending on the time of the year. Fuzzies sees almost a 60% increase in revenue when students are on campus.
Alcohol is a huge part of our sales, and I would say fish bowls, we maybe sell, a handful of them during the summer or winter breaks. But during the school year, the semester, I literally sold 4 fish bowls today this morning. So
Coate understands the importance of students coming back to campus as it boosts the revenue of not only Fuzzies, but himself.
Next time you're in Stillwater, don't get so lost in the beauty of OSU. Remember that you play a huge impact on the economy of this town. For O State News, I'm James Parsons.
To some people, a pet is a member of their family. When an accident happens, you don't want to worry about the cost of the vet bill. As Channing Nesmith tells us, pet insurance is one way you can guarantee the best medicine for your pet.
The American Pet Product Association created a national pet owner survey for 2021 to 2022, and the results show that 70% of households in the U.S. own at least one pet. The Insurance Research Council found that about 3/4 of those pet owners do not have insurance.
There's always the what ifs, and when vet bills come up, especially for accidents or surgeries or illness, it kind of gives you the ability to pay out instead of having to worry about this big bill.
Fehrenbach says the insurance company will cover a percentage of your bill depending on the deductible. By not having insurance, you will have to pay for the diagnostic, procedure, and medications out of pocket.
It helps us do better medicine. Again, usually pet insurance, it kind of helps that you don't have to pay as much forward for it. You're going to get more included with the insurance because there's usually blood work, fecal tests, you can even get some dentals.
Pet insurance offers a wide variety of plans to choose from. Rachel Plum has an English bulldog named Copper who's pregnant. Plum got Copper insured when she got her.
The English Bulldog breed, they can be pretty problematic. When I got her, I knew that I could be facing like some big vet bills, so I went ahead and got it. Luckily, I haven't had to use it yet. We'll see. She does have to have surgery here soon on her eyes.
Copper has a condition where her eyelids roll in and her bottom eyelashes will rub against her eye. After the correction, Plum will use the insurance for the procedure.
It'll cover like 80% of the total cost. The plan I got is like $70 a month. It covers any kind of accidents.
According to the Insurance Research Council, 1 in 3 Americans added a new pet into their family during the pandemic. Getting pet insurance when you get your new animal can save you money on monthly expenses and in a stressful situation. For News OSU, I'm Channing Nesmith.
It's officially that time of the year. Time to move out of Boone Pickens Stadium and in to a variety of new locations. Still, with one goal in mind: fill the seats and rock America's brightest orange. Will the next Cowboy iconic sports moment unfold in the historic Gallagher-Iba Arena, or will you be stunned on the diamond inside the state-of-the-art O'Brate Stadium? We will soon find out as the spring semester is in full swing. The Cowboy football team sure set the bar high. Following a Fiesta Bowl victory over the Irish, the Pokes are enjoying some much-needed time off. However, that's not the case for this year's Cowboy basketball squad. As the Cowboys embark on the latter half of their season, Michael Zaralis breaks down what the Pokes are unfortunately having to deal with each night they lace up the shoes and hit the hardwood.
At 10-10 and an underwhelming 3-5 conference record, the Oklahoma State Cowboys' resume doesn't scream NCAA tournament lock. With 10 games left in the season, the Cowboys are playing with no potential of the postseason. Just 2 days before the start of the regular season, the Oklahoma State Cowboys men's basketball team was hit with a huge blow. They would be ineligible for the NCAA tournament, having their appeal denied by the NCAA. Flash forward to January 20th when the NCAA announced a new constitution. This constitution won't come into place until August 1st of this year. The Cowboys fans all over are wondering what this new constitution would have meant for the Cowboys. The new constitution reads, Ensure to the greatest extent possible that penalties imposed for infractions do not punish programs or student athletes innocent of any violations.
With the passage of the proposed constitutions, the divisions will all have a chance, all of you, to redraw the rules and keep what's working well and get rid of the extraneous that's causing so many challenges for so many of us.
Of course, Oklahoma State's men's basketball team does not have a player that was in Stillwater when the violation occurred in the 2016-17 season. This has the Oklahoma State community wondering if the outcome would have been different under the ratified Constitution.
Written in there, so you feel like, would the outcome have been different? Possibly. I think you're in bounds to at least think that. No one would know for sure. But I do think that it's in bounds to think that it could have worked out a little bit more favorably for our student athletes.
The Cowboys will only play 10 more games this season. A strong finish to the season will have Cowboys fans wondering what Oklahoma State's one shining moment might have looked like. For News OSU, I'm Michael Zorales.
The Pokes took their talents south to Gainesville this past weekend, with hopes to make a statement in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Senior guard Isaac Likely led the way for the Cowboys, scoring 14 points on a 5 for 10 showing from the field. Likely turned in 30 minutes of quality basketball that resulted in an 81-72 loss to the Florida Gators. The Pokes struggled down the stretch to guard Gators senior Tyree Appleby, who lit up the stat sheet, dropping 71 points on 5 for 10 shooting. Despite the road loss, the Pokes have adopted the unselfish style of play, even though a win doesn't hold the same weight this time around.
I'm not a guy that's just going to try to take every three in the game. So if it's a good look, then I'm going to take it. So like the past few practices, they've been telling me to shoot the ball. So I just had it in my mind they want me to shoot the three, so take threes.
Props to this Cowboy team for playing hard to the final buzzer. We now turn our attention from the hardwood to the mats. 34 national championships, 143 individual collegiate championships, capped off with 473 All-American honors. If that didn't answer the question, I'm talking about the Cowboy wrestling team, who are in mid-season form, despite dealing with a recent incident. Just over a week ago, Cowboy wrestling star AJ Ferrari was involved in a serious car crash traveling on Highway 33. The cause of the collision was listed as passing in a no-passing zone. Along with Ferrari was Cowboy cross-country star Esai Rodriguez. Both were transported to the nearby hospitals via helicopter. This tragic incident made coaches alike realize that there is more to life than the sport one plays.
Last night, and you just realize, there's so much more important than whether they come back or not, and so not knowing and standing there and seeing what you see in front of you, you're in a whole different world of understanding what's important.
Here is the good news. The two were released from the hospital a few days ago. The Pokes wrestling team immediately felt the impact without star AJ Ferrari. The third-ranked Cowboys welcomed number 7 Iowa State to Stillwater. Cowboy sophomore wrestler Dustin Plott was a highlight, giving the Pokes their first lead of the duel midway through. That would stand as the lone lead of the night for the Pokes. The Cowboys fell to the Cyclones 20-12, hanging their second loss of the season. The Pokes look to rebound into the win column as the next 3 outings are highlighted by the bout at the ballpark duel against rival Iowa. That's a wrap on sports. We look forward to keeping you updated throughout the spring semester.
Recapping our top story, a winter storm watch has been issued for Payne County. The warning will be in effect from 9 p.m. tonight through 6 p.m. Thursday. Up to 5 inches of snow is possible. Strong winds will cause wind chills to drop below 0 most of the day on Thursday. There is no word yet regarding classes being canceled on Wednesday. And that's News OSU for Tuesday, February 1st. I'm Jolie Salee. For all of us here at News OSU, stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.